Testing, testing, testing.
They could hear Nicole has.
Do you want to test Chief Bill?
Yeah. Chief Bill, can you please speak a bit? Like, I don't see anything showing on here.
Title losses, Prologue. Welcome to the Carnegie Community Center's National Indigenous Day celebration. We're so honored to have you join us today. To open our event in a good way, we have with us Chief Bill Williams of the Squamish Nation. Hello, Chief Bill.
Hello. Oitika, Queen Squamish Nation. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for taking the time and the opportunity to witness what's happening here today. It's such a wonderful time to be able to know that the protocol is being taken care of in the best way possible. The protocol on behalf of our family from Squamish, on our family from Musqueam, our Squamish family. I really thank you for this opportunity on their behalf to be able to share who we are and where we come from within the Coast Salish traditional territories. It's such a wonderful day, and we hope that you enjoy your day just as much as we enjoy the beautiful sunny day. Oi.
How are Chief Bill? How are for starting us off in a good way? Again, I would like to thank Chief Bill and our Musqueam, Squamish, and Salish family members for allowing us to be here on their land today to celebrate such an important day for our Indigenous peoples. We have a great show planned for you today. It's going to be live streaming from the Carnegie Community Centre. And to start the day off in a good way, we're all wearing these amazing shirts, which were designed by Vickers Williams, who is an artist here in the Downtown Eastside for 30+ years. She has apprenticed under Reid, and we're very, very honored to be able to wear her shirts that have been sponsored, I'll give it back to you, by the City of Vancouver, the Learning Exchange, and the Carnegie Community Centre. Our appreciation to all of them. So we're going to be starting shortly with an amazing performance by Larissa Healey and Peter White. They are the most visually stunning dancers, and that will be taking place on the front steps of the Carnegie Community Centre. We'll be going back and forth between cameras today. We also were here live at the center, and we're going to be giving away to the community. And if you're in the area, come on down. We have a complimentary lunch, which is smoked salmon. It's a salad with bannock. So we're giving away lunches this afternoon, and we're also giving away these t-shirts. We also have been so fortunate to receive the support from community supporters and members that we are giving away learning kits. The learning kits are a bag given to us by the First Peoples Cultural Council. Inside the bag, we'll have coloring sheets. Actually, Chief Bill, if you want to pass me a bag, I'll show you a bag. Thanks, Chief Bill. The First Peoples Cultural Council have donated these wonderful bags to us, which incorporate all the different nations within British Columbia. Their names on the front. Inside the bag, and we're giving these out for the whole afternoon, we have coloring sheets that were donated to us with Native Northwest, tattoos from Native Northwest, a yummy chocolate from Charlie's Chocolate Factory, beautiful, beautiful books given to us through the Strathcona Business Improvement Association. They supported us in purchasing books by Indigenous authors, and we will also have those included in the books. And we were able to receive over 400 books from Iron Dog Books, an Indigenous home bookstore here in Vancouver. Check them out. Also, this afternoon, we have a spinning wheel. If you're live in the area, we're going to be giving away dream catcher kits, crafts made by our elders here, and we also have, in honor of the 215 plus children that were recently found in Hamlet, we have a display around the center where the community are invited to come, and in honor of a family member or a person that is listening, are able to wrap the yellow tape around the fence here. Also, our elders here at the Carnegie Centre created amazing pins that were donated with the symbol by Shelley Samuels, Haida artists. So we are also giving those out too. So we've got lots going on. If you're not in the area and you're not able to drop by and see us between 12 and 4, we also have the learning kit online. So you're able to go online to these activities, and you're able to view all the pieces of the learning kit that we're giving away today. So I really hope that you're able to be with us for most of the afternoon, if not all. We have amazing performances coming up. We're going to be starting off, as I mentioned, with Larissa and Peter. Then after that, we'll have John Sam and the big drum, and he'll also have a few singers with him. Later into the afternoon, we have Innis Travis Angus of the Nisga'a Nation, who will be celebrating and sharing his songs and culture with us. And then we're going to be ending off the afternoon with the Urban Haida Singers. So we've got a full afternoon. Those are the live performances. We also have a live stream of a tour of the Bill Reid Gallery at Northwest Coast Arts. The brand new exhibit, Hands of Knowledge. So please check that out. Stay with us. Then we're going to be heading to the Museum of Anthropology, and we're going to be hearing some stories from our Musqueam friends. They're going to be sharing stories about their art and stories about their lab. So we've got a packed afternoon, and I believe the studio is getting ready to switch to the live performance in front. I'll check with the studio. We're getting ready to head over there now. So if you have any questions during this live stream, please feel free to put them in the chat. Oh, and I forgot. We're giving away prizes this afternoon. We have amazing, beautiful prizes that we're going to be giving away to even you folks who are watching, wherever you are in the world. So during certain times this afternoon, we're going to be asking people to write in the chat box, and we'll be able to give you a prize. If you're the number that is pulling from this bag. So we have lots of prizes this afternoon. We have prizes in person. In the area, come on down. Got an amazing view happening here on the patio with our Carnegie Indigenous elders and their program, the UBC Learning Exchange, and we have the Vancouver Public Library with us today, who are sharing with us their Clifton Kin program, which is about the ancestry of Indigenous peoples to be able to find a little more information. And they are forgiving all the fines on their library card this month. So definitely go check them out. Our head librarian Danielle and her team are here today to support us. We're just getting ready to head over to the front and checking in with the studio. Are we ready to head? Okay, we're going to be transferring to the front of the building. Just a moment. Oh, we're heading now. Hawa.
Mahalo, mahalo. Black Bear.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful song, awesome fun over here, Keyboard Grass Dancers. That was a pro-op for this afternoon. That's some smooth words.
We've lost the sound.
Should I just switch it to this?
Sure. Beginning?
I just changed the support.
Awesome. Well, we in South Alaska can't say I'm so open. I'd like to thank each and every one of you, especially the people who organized this event at the Carnegie Center. It is such wonderful to know that the protocol exists and that we as a Coast Salish tribe, the people of Swillitude, the people of Musqueam, the people of Squamish are part of this whole event in showing off who we are, where we come from on this beautiful day of Indigenous Day, showing off the things that make us proud, showing off the things that make us who we are. We have all of the tribes in the Coast Salish territories. We welcome you and hopefully you share a wonderful day today, looking at and participating in the Indigenous Day today. Oichika. Part of the electronic world we live in.
Hello, I'm Mayor Kennedy Stewart, and I'm speaking to you today from the unceded traditional territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people, who have stewarded these lands and made their homes here since time immemorial. These lands we call Vancouver are also home to a rich diversity of urban Indigenous peoples representing many nations and communities, including Métis, Inuit, and people of Black and Indigenous ancestry. This year, National Indigenous History Month is dedicated to the missing children, the families left behind, and the survivors of residential schools. The 2015 National Commission on Truth and Reconciliation estimates that about 4,100 of more than 150,000 children died at the schools based on death records, but the true total, according to survivors, is likely higher. Our thoughts are particularly with all Indigenous peoples who are hurting and have been impacted by Canada's residential schools and the ongoing structural anti-Indigenous racism. But thoughts and condolences are not enough. That's why we recommit to taking action on our City of Reconciliation goals, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's 94 calls to action, the National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls 231 calls to justice, the 200 recommendations of the Red Women Rising Report, and the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. Our hope is that today is an opportunity to collectively uplift and show our appreciation for all Indigenous communities while celebrating the unique heritage, traditions, and knowledge of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. It is also an opportunity for every non-Indigenous resident of Vancouver to reflect on how you can play a role in your own life to advance the goals of reconciliation. One simple way to do this is by taking a moment to read through the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's 94 calls to action. Many of them can be acted upon by individuals, and it's important that they are. Today, on National Indigenous Peoples Day, City Council and I are honored to join Carnegie Community Centre and UBC Learning Exchange's online Indigenous cultural celebration. I'd like to thank the organizers and the community for inviting Council to participate in this important event. We deeply respect the hard work and continued perseverance that everyone involved in the celebration has shown during this exceptionally difficult time. Council and I would also like to express our deep gratitude for inviting us to wear these beautiful t-shirts that have been shared with many members of the Downtown Eastside community to commemorate this day. And now, I would like to read the proclamation for National Indigenous Peoples Day. Whereas the City of Vancouver formally acknowledges that it is on the unceded traditional homelands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. And whereas the Governor-General of Canada declared June 21st as National Aboriginal Day 23 years ago as an opportunity to honor, learn, and reflect on the rich, diverse cultures of Indigenous peoples and the unique heritage, traditions, and knowledge of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. And whereas by unanimous vote of the House of Commons 12 years ago, June was declared as National Indigenous History Month in Canada, and June 2021 has been officially dedicated to the missing children, the families left behind, and the survivors of residential schools. and our thoughts and deepest sympathies are with all Indigenous peoples who have been affected. And whereas First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people make vital contributions to advancing arts, culture, equity, safety, and community well-being throughout the City of Vancouver, and whereas the contributions of Indigenous people to Vancouver's past, present, and future are significant but often not well recognized, and we commit to lifelong learning about reconciliation and the profound ways that Indigenous residents have shaped our city's rich culture and vibrant communities. And whereas Indigenous peoples continue to face racism, discrimination, and marginalization in Vancouver and across the country, and whereas the City of Vancouver has a responsibility to examine its own role of occupying these lands and its own position within a fundamentally settler colonial construct, we recognize that we are on a long journey to repair and make right our relationships with Indigenous nations and peoples. And whereas the City of Vancouver is striving to be a city of reconciliation, creating long-term systemic change and new relationships based on mutual understanding and respect, now, therefore, I, Kennedy Stewart, Mayor of Vancouver, do hereby proclaim Monday, June 21st as National Indigenous Peoples Day.
Indigenous rights and Indigenous lives are so important, and I am honored to be celebrating with you today and to be working alongside you all year round. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
Coming to you from the Downtown Eastside of Vancouver, Kumkumale, the traditional language and territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people. Today, a day for reflection, reconciliation, and celebration of National Indigenous Peoples Day.
On this National Indigenous Peoples Day, I want to acknowledge your grief, as well as your strength, resilience, and leadership in charting a new path forward of reconciliation and hope.
Hi everyone, my name is Councillor Rebecca Bly. I'm honored to be sending messages today of hope through commitment to reconciliation as we celebrate National Indigenous Peoples Day.
This year we've heard our dark truths as a nation, as a city. On International Indigenous Day, let's heal together the culture, people, earth, and water.
Today we celebrate the culture and heritage of Indigenous people, and we also mourn together and remember all of the missing children, the families left behind, and the survivors of residential schools.
Welcome to National Indigenous Peoples Day. While we can't gather together in person again this year, our hearts are together and we stand in solidarity of righting the wrongs of the past and creating a better and brighter future together. Haichka.
Welcome to all attending the National Indigenous Peoples Day event today, online and in person, in the spirit of hope during this time of grief and mourning.
As we mark National Indigenous Peoples Day, we know that this is also a time of deep grief and mourning for so many. It's a time to celebrate the deep and rich history and culture of our Indigenous people, but it's also a time that hopefully the individual and collective consciousness has been raised, that we can truly move forward deeply and meaningfully with truth and reconciliation.
Happy Indigenous Peoples Day to all those strong and precious survivors of Canada's genocide. Here's hoping we can end racism and get land back in the near future.
How was that awesome theater? Such an amazing performance. Now,
Apparently Susie is, she doesn't know where Susie is.
There we go. Marked appreciation to Mayor Kennedy Stewart for joining us today and all the council members for supporting our event. It really means a lot to see that the city is embracing the Carnegie Community Centre and our urban Indigenous people here in the Downtown Eastside and the City of Vancouver. Today is a very special day, and we have all come together to celebrate all of our cultures, all of our languages, all of our music, and all of our songs. And we're very honored to share it with all of you today. We're going to be heading shortly to the front steps again of the Carnegie Community Centre to share with you music of the big drum. We have John Sam with us today and many, many other drummers that you'll be able to see and hear. If you feel like joining along from home and singing, feel free. It would be great to have you sing with us. Now, we're going to be taking a short break to start giving away some prizes soon. I'm checking with the studio and we're ready to do a prize. This is for all of you at home. Here it comes. Our first prize. More wall hanging. And we'll be taking this to the 10th person to put an X in the chat, starting now. The X is happening. The 10th person gets an X. Gets a prize. Okay. If you could, team in the studio will work with you to get your information and we'll be able to ship this to you wherever you may be. Our next prize is this beautiful scarf. It's a salmon motif by Coast Salish artist Anthony Joseph. I'm going to read you what it says. The symbol of fertility, immortality, and sustainer of life. As a renewable food source, the Salish people guard and respect the salmon and its habitat. Ceremonies are held each year to celebrate the return of the salmon to their traditional spawning grounds. They are often carved or rendered in pairs as a symbol of good luck. So this will bring you good luck. All right, we're getting ready to give away this. And this will go to the 25th person. That puts an S for salmon. Put your S's in there. The 25th S. Put your S's in the chat. You're going to have lots of luck. Okay. Are they ready to head to the... We're going to get ready to do the virtual smudge now with Elder Les Nelson of the Carnegie Community Centre. We're very, very honored here at the Carnegie to have our very own elder and matriarch in residence. We have Elder Les Nelson of Kwakwa, Kwakwa, Guskaboo, and New Hope, and we have Elder Mar of the Gitsan Nation. Perfect. I'd like to introduce you to Elder Les. Yo.
You have your own medicine. Okay. Pick it up. Mix them up and gather them to the next even group. To do a virtual smudge. To do a virtual smudge. It's like taking the bath. You grab the smoke And you just throw it over your head, splash, splash, over the shoulder. And the most important is you do your eye, so you can see good. Your ear, so you can hear good. Your mouth, so you can speak good. Your arm, your hand, your leg, heart, your leg. Arm, so you can do things in a good way, and your legs, so you're going to get walking in a good way. And you do your back, do 4 times around your ears. Oh, if you do, that's what I just showed you, you're facing the screen. Slouch yourself with that scope and then throw it over your shoulder or your head. Your eye, to your ear, to your mouth. You're good, be good, see good. Arms, your hands, your legs and your head. You've done a lot. If you turn right around and I will slap your back. And when I say Gallica slap, I am done. Hope you do this. Maybe if you have the medicine, this is how much. And I hope you enjoyed the virtual smiles. My aunt, what I supposed to tell them? Okay, yeah, well, I'm gonna share a little story with you what happened in it's a hard journey for me myself. I went to this the hall and play with you, and the speaker was he says we're gonna give gifts. Don't be disappointed if that gift is not for you, then maybe it's not for you. It was meant for someone else. So I never thought nothing of it. I got a big bag. And I kept thinking about what he said, you know, like, don't be, just be happy you received a gift. I got a gift. And I got a big size gift. I was trying to listen to what's in it and took it home. Couldn't wait. I opened it. And of course, what did I see? Pepper for a newborn. I remember that voice saying, just be happy you received a gift. And if it's not for you, it's for someone else. I want to say that my late friend, daughter, has just had a baby that time. And I said, oh, well, I can just give it to her and she can pass it to her daughter for the wonderful gift. From Tsleil-Waututh to me, to her granddaughter. And that's a story that I'll never forget. And I'll remember, and I hope you remember, that when you receive a gift, and if it's not for you, you accept it in a good way, and if it's not for you, it's for someone else. Happy Indigenous Day, History Month of Indigenous. I got a there's another good story I had. It's just right on with a lot of things going on right now.
Why don't you share with all of our folks watching at home and around the world how you became our elder in residence?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's pretty good. When I came first elder in residence, elder in residence of Carnegie, they asked me, and I was like, me? Because, you know, there's a lot of other elders, but I guess apparently they had other things to do. And I was like, I can't always stay in the last resort, but they asked me, and then I kept asking myself, you know, why me? And then finally, I accepted an elder in residence of Carnegie. At that time, we were having Indigenous Day up at the park. I got a big drum, you know, a 16-inch drum, and that's the first time I ever had that. Okay. So I became elder in residence. My 2-year term, couldn't find anyone else where they asked me if I wanted to be long-term elder in residence. I accepted. So until I decide, I'll be elder in residence of Carnegie. Kelakatla. And the Indigenous Day, History Month of Indigenous. Kelakatla.
I can describe. Hello for sharing your amazing story. We'll have Russ come back and join us a little later if he has time. He's busy on the patio giving away the learning kits today. But what we would love for all of you is just to stay with us, and we're going to be moving. You'll be able to watch Big Drum with John and all of his drummers. How for hanging in with us. Technology is always so fun.
So the Bill Reid Gallery is the only Northwest Coast art. So Hands of Knowledge is an exhibition featuring 6 Indigenous women artists from northern BC. The curator, Joanne Finley, she actually, when this exhibit was first being kind of thought up, she had realized that there wasn't a lot of representation of Indigenous women in exhibitions such as this. It's incredibly important to acknowledge Indigenous women as artists. We had a panel discussion with these artists last weekend, and they were kind of talking about creating space in spaces that they weren't necessarily welcomed in. Just the work that they do is so important, and this exhibition kind of shows how and why they should be celebrated. So this artist is Kelly Clifton. She's Timshen. Pretty much all of her work, I would say, is inspired by her, her ancestors and her language. Actually, Smalyak is spoken by Timshen people, and she incorporates language into all of her pieces within this show. I guess when she first kind of started learning Smalyak, she was dreaming in the language, and she actually dreamt of these pieces, which is how they came to be. It says, "I give thanks to all our ancestresses." So the piece is kind of supposed to be like a tribute to all of those who have come before, especially matriarchs. Like, it's such a big theme throughout this whole show, and they all kind of pay homage to matriarchs in their own way within their own pieces. And for Kelly, especially within her painting here and her mask. So this artist is Pearl Innis. She's Timshen and Nishka. She works mainly in weaving. So this is Chilkat style weaving. The blue, the yellow, and the white is pretty much the only colors that are seen in Chilkat style weaving. Yeah, so this one is sort of supposed to be like a robe, the bigger piece here. And then there's a headpiece and a potlatch bag. So all of these pieces are actually functionable. She wants it to be known that, these pieces are very much a part of her. They're so much more than art. They mean really a lot to her. And she didn't realize that this was something that was traditionally done in her culture, because it was not a lot of people were doing it. So as she picked it up, she realized the importance of it to her and her culture, and she's hoping to kind of carry that tradition forward. So Arlene Ness is a Gitsan artist who focuses on a variety of mediums. So she does carving, printmaking, illustration, and she does a lot of digital drawing work. A lot of her pieces are really recent, and they were all created throughout the pandemic. And she was saying that, art wasn't really a necessity over the last year, but it was one of the things that kind of, I guess, kept her going, and she still felt the need to create. This piece here is called Oracle. So the design here you can see is a killer whale, and that's actually one of her family crests. And I guess the wood that she used to carve this was in a pile, like a burning pile, which was meant to be discarded or thrown away. And she said that she was kind of mourning it because she felt that this piece of wood was so beautiful and it could have been used for a totem pole, but she decided to salvage it and use it for a mask instead. And it ended up becoming this beautiful mask that you see here. So this was a digital illustration called Stolen. So she completed it last year. It has a lot of traditional form line design, but it's actually supposed to represent missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. It's so different from everything that you see in the show, but it's so important because, this is something that is still happening and that has happened for so many years, and she's really bringing awareness to this in this exhibition in a way that really none of the artists have. So this artist is Marie Oldfield. She is Timshen and Haida. So this is her only piece in this exhibition, and it's actually a two-sided robe. So one side represents the male, which is what you see here, and then the other side represents female. The style of the weaving is raven's tail weaving. So she's been weaving for 35 years, which was about half of her life. And she said that she found this way of weaving and she kind of just fell in love with it. So there is a lot of kind of symbolism found within the piece. The black, the yellow, and the white are supposed to represent past, present, and future of Indigenous history. So the black is supposed to be kind of all of the negative things that have happened in the past, residential school, the 60s scoop, etc. And then the yellow and the white are supposed to represent the present and the future, and the fact that Indigenous people are kind of creating their own ways and future, and that's kind of how this is why this is trailing off to the side here. I think that she also wanted to make it known that women are such strong figures in their culture, and they used to be like chiefs, and the matriarchs are such an important part of her culture, and I guess that was what she kind of wanted to represent in this. Patricia June Vickers is a Timshan and Heiltsuk artist. So for a lot of her pieces, the ones that we have in the show, she does painting. She works in a couple of various mediums, but she also does a lot of poetry. So in her work, she kind of focuses on, I guess, healing, I would say. So she dealt with a lot of stuff kind of growing up, and in finding art, she chose to deal with the things that she had going on through her art. There's so much movement in her pieces compared to like traditional form line design, and I think it's really interesting the way that she incorporates that into her work, but it's still so traditional at the same time. So Dale Marie Campbell is a Tahltan and Tlingit artist. She's been carving for almost 50 years now. So she was taught by Dempsey Bob and Frida Deasing, two very well-known carvers and artists. And you can definitely tell that she gets inspiration from them within her work just because of the amount of expertise and detail that goes into it. So the first one here is a frontlet. It's the man who'd married the eagle. And then this frontlet is called Crying for Medicine. And then she also has her paddle here. It was inspired by the woman who was stolen by the shark people. So yeah, definitely very traditional ways of carving and storytelling incorporated into her work. She started carving at a time where it wasn't really traditional for women to be seen in this field of work, just because carving is traditionally a male-dominated medium, and she kind of paved the way for a lot of artists and carvers who do their work now. Even within the show, Kelly Clifton, who is another artist featured in this exhibition, says that she remembers meeting her as a child, and she said that she was really inspired by her work, and that inspiration definitely carries through today because she is a carver herself. So Dale has definitely done a lot for women carvers for sure. Yeah.
Enjoying this amazing event that is coming to you from the Carnegie Community Centre. We would like to now introduce you to Carnegie Community Centre Association President, Reid. Jill, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nicole. I'm really happy to be here, helping and celebrating Indigenous Days 2021. It's a great day. It's wonderful to see all the community turning out, and I'm just profoundly grateful that I'm a part of Carnegie and a part of this community. And this has been just an amazing, deep learning experience for me. Connecting with the Indigenous community means so much to me, and for me, it's a really deeply felt learning experience. And part of what I've learned in my connection about being a white man from the dominant society is that because of my whiteness, I have certain privileges of which most of them unconscious of. And that whiteness was an invention of colonialism designed to oppress other people and to rationalize certain kinds, a lot of really bad behavior. And one of the things that I'm learning is that I have to listen more, and that I have to, and by listening and learning, I learn how to become less white. And becoming less white involves overcoming racism, overcoming feminism, overcoming not feminism, feminist prejudices and racism, and what am I trying to say here? And homophobia. In order to become fully human, we have to overcome all of our prejudices. And this is something that's I feel and experience that I'm on the pathway to doing as a result of my connection with the Indigenous community in Carnegie and in Vancouver's Downtown Eastside, in this really, really great community. So thank you so much for making me a part of this, and have a great day. And, happy travels to everyone. Thank you so much.
Much appreciation to you. Amazing event for the community and for our friends watching from home.
You're very welcome. Our pleasure.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce all of you to Carla Tucker, who is the director of the Carnegie Community Centre. We're coming from live today. Carla, welcome.
Thanks, Nicole. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. First, I would just like to start by saying thank you so much to the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people for allowing us to live, work, and play on these lands. Your stewardship of these lands is so incredibly important to all of us working here in community and into celebrating and honoring the work that we're doing here today. So thank you. I'd also like to thank many of our partners across the organization. We've got lots of teams from the city that have worked on this important event today. The Carnegie Community Centre Association, Jill was very humble, but we celebrated last year in 2020, 40 years of partnership with the Carnegie Community Centre Association. Without this incredible group of people, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing here today. So thank you to the Community Centre Association. Also like to acknowledge the partnership, the long-standing partnership that we have with the UBC Learning Exchange, who's partnered on this incredible event today. Got lots of staff here from the UBC Learning Exchange. This is the second annual virtual, semi-virtual, semi-in-person National Indigenous Peoples Day celebration that we're doing in partnership with the Learning Exchange, and deeply indebted to them for their technical expertise, their partnership, their skills, their talents, and their great senses of humor. And so we've got a lot of really interesting and wonderful performances here today. If you're able to tune in online, wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for being here. If you're in community, please come down to Major Hastings. We have lots of food. We also have activations happening throughout the community. For those of you that don't know, Carnegie Centre operates 365 days a year. We're here year-round, offering free programs and services by and for Downtown Eastside community members. So thank you to everybody for having us, and thank you for tuning in today.
Hello, Carla. Hello for joining us today, and much appreciation to you and the community center staff teams for your support. We've been able to partner and have offered a wonderful meal of salmon and potato salad, smoked salmon. We've also been able to offer baked bannock today. Much appreciation to the Carnegie security team for supporting our community and making sure they're able to access the building and receive a shirt and a learning kit. And also much appreciation to all the programming and staff team at the Carnegie. Everyone came together today to be able to make this event happen. Next, we're going to be taking you to the Museum of Anthropology, where our dear friend Karen Dufik has been able to join us and share some words and some histories and connections with our Musqueam friends and artists. Hello, Karen. Hello for joining us today.
Hi, my name is Karen Dufek, and I'm so happy to send you happy Indigenous Peoples Day greetings on this important day, and to share with you a few short videos from MOA, the Museum of Anthropology at UBC. I feel lucky that I've been able to welcome the Carnegie Centre's Cultural Sharing Group to MOA quite a few times now, and I miss you guys. We have explored the collection together and learned from each other each time, so I'm looking forward to when you can come back again. Have a happy day, and I hope you enjoy the videos.
So what we did, from my understanding, and people can correct me, but this is what I heard from my grandfather and my father, was that you started to share with the non-Aboriginal people what was going on with your ceremonies, your spirituality. There was such a degradation imposed on us by sharing that. I mean, and what I mean by that is that when they were able to come into our bee houses and see what was going on, they took their European concept of what they saw and what they heard and interpreted it that way. So if we take a look at the kinds of ceremonies we do inside the big house, and people know this, we wear different color paints. Look at those color paints. What does that interpret in Christianity? It's the devil work, it's evil. That, and the totems, all of that represented their interpretation of evil people. So it was really and then the idea of potlatch, where you gather, but you're a great leader only if you gather enough to share back with your people. Right against the whole European concept. So they looked at us as being savage, as being not understanding what it is to be a true human being and civilized. So they really started to make comments and laws that just put everything that we had into this box of being savage their interpretation of savages. So it was very, very difficult for our people then to continue on saying, why should we share with you? You don't understand, you don't want to understand, you've got this kind of value system imposed on what you see and what you hear. We're not going to let you see it anymore. We're not going to invite you in, because you're not respecting and honoring what we're bringing to this discussion. You're only interpreting it your way.
And I remember the second time I lived here, I'm a teenager, and I lived at Grandpa James' house, Grandpa Leonard's next door, and going next door and watching. And my grandfather would be smoking a cigarette, and he'd be looking at the canoe. And, I'm a kid. What you doing, Grandpa? He's sitting there and he's looking at it, and he's smoking a cigarette, and he's looking for shadows. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh, kind of shadows. He goes on the canoe. So he goes, come here, and we go back where he's sitting's maybe 12, 15 feet away from the bow of the canoe. So he's looking down the bow, looking for shadows. Sit down. Just look. I'm looking. Kind of shadows. Shadows, he says, look. Looking at it and going, I don't see any shadows, Grandpa. Tells me to move, sits there. He looks and he goes, come here. Brings me down, puts my hand on the canoe, and I rub it. And I can feel a lump. I feel the lump, remember where it is, come sit down. Come back, sit down, look down the canoe, and then I can see the shadow. So I'm looking for shadows. So when I see the shadow, I go down, feel, mark the shadow, take the sandpaper, take the lump out. That's amazing. 4 years. Beautiful canoe. Put it in the water. What I understand wasn't beat. Endeavor. The way he built it was that the design work was just beautiful. So he knew what he was doing.
The Sparrow case was pretty monumental in the history of Canada, actually, and particularly for Aboriginal peoples. And Musqueam was the spearhead of that. What happened was that over time, the Department of Fisheries and Oceans and the major fish processors reduced the role of the Aboriginal fishery to basically nothing. It was, you had to get a permit to even go out and procure fish for your own consumption. When the Constitution of Canada was patriated in 1982, it had a section called Section 35 that protects Aboriginal rights. And over time, as I mentioned, those rights of individuals to fish and communities to fish had been cubbyholed. They were really almost non-existent. And Musqueam struggled to attain the right to fish, to get a license to fish for individual community members. That did happen, and subsequent to that, there was some legal matters that occurred where the length of the net had been set at one length, and then the Fisheries and Oceans reduced the net length. There's a number of people who volunteered to challenge Fisheries and Oceans arbitrary regulation of the net length to 25 fathoms, and they repeatedly went out and fished in front of the DFO vessels with a net that was longer than 25 fathoms. And the end result is that I think there were two or three people charged, and my brother's, Ron Sparrow Jr., was taken as the best case to go to court and prove an Aboriginal right to fish. He wasn't the only one, but it was, all the facts seemed to lead to his as being the best scenario for being successful in court. And it did go through all levels of court to the Supreme Court of Canada. And the end result is that DFO was told that they can't regulate our rights out of existence, that we do have the right to fish.
The story from that, if you're interested in the story and how I became interested in the weaving, I used to sit with my grandmother, and you know, all the women down here were doing Cowichan knitting. They were doing sweaters, and I used to, oh my God, they used to get the sheep, you know, the thing, and you'd wash it with the dirty, everything that's on the sheep in there, and then card it by hand. And so I used to work with her on it, not all the time because it was pretty stinky work, but I was really interested in what she was doing. So my grandpa saw that, and one day he said to me, "Do you want to see something really beautiful?" Well, I said, "Yeah, okay." I must have been maybe 10, 11, something like that. He went upstairs, he came down with a bag, because they used to store things in cloth bags in those days, right? He opened it up and it was a swope cloth. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. It was a goat hair blanket. And what the reason he showed it to me was my grandmother in her wisdom, and this was an old blanket, decided one day she was going to clean it, and she threw it in the washing machine. And of course it ripped the thing apart, right? But you could still see the beauty of the blanket. That's when I became interested in weaving. I mean, it took me a long time to go back and research and start looking at really what it was. So that whole interest started then. But doing the research was really exciting to see and to feel those blankets and to see. I don't even know how they did some of them. I honestly don't. How would you weave a blanket where all the duck down is on this side and nothing on this side? That is an artistry that I don't know I've seen anybody else do. It really is. I guess maybe the feather capes that they do in South America or something would be equal, but there to me lies the central wealth of our community, the women's work when they did the blankets.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, everybody. Happy Indigenous Day. Indigenous people. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see you out on a nice, beautiful, sunny day. My name is Travis Angus. My Nishkut name is Nias Mew. I'm from the Nishkut Nation. I come from the village of Kingola. I am Lucky Boot Clan, which is the Wolf Clan from the house of Nias Lysian. Today, I'd like to acknowledge the territories which we reside on, Tsleil-Waututh, Musqueam, and Squamish, and give thanks to all the Indigenous people that make up Vancouver to a whole and a family of where we are. I'd like to acknowledge the Coast Salish people with the Coast Salish anthem to start off with. That song was written by the George family of Tsleil-Waututh, and it was asked upon by all of the chiefs and matriarchs from the the Coast Salish people to use as their anthem. This is why we have that as an anthem today. I'd like to sing you a peace song, which is from our down ceremony that we host. Down ceremony consists of when you see the eagles and down feathers that is spreading throughout an area, it means that we are here in peace. So anytime that you see the down floating through the air, that the people that are here to share with you, to pray with you, are here in peace. This is Galagani. Thank you, everybody. That was the peace song from the Nisga'a territories. Next, I'd like to acknowledge, and part of the acknowledgements that we come from through the City of Vancouver or any of the coastlines is that the acknowledgement that comes through, and people forget, that when we arrive into the coastlands, the Coast Salish people or the Northwest Coast people, our canoes arrive on the shoreline. And it can take anywhere from hours up to days for this protocol and this process to happen. That the chiefs will stand on the front of the bow of the canoe, and the chiefs that line the shoreline, it takes them hours and times to ask to come ashore. So when we hear the acknowledgement, remember that years ago, when we landed on the shoreline for everything, we asked for permission to be here. Be proud of who you are. Thank you. And part of being Coast Salish, you'll see a lot of the acknowledgements that come through. It is really important that we take the time to remember that protocol and the process that we had come through for us. Back in 2010, the Nisga'a community had taken the time to bring our families back home. We traveled with 750 Nisga'a people that have never been back home because of the residential schools. Back in the 60s scoops, a lot of our people were taken away from their families and never returned home. Their children never returned home. Their children's children didn't return home. Back in 2010, the Nisga'a community decided that they wanted to bring some of their members home. So by bus, by car, by plane, and by ferry, we took 750 Nisga'a people back home for the first time to be on the homeland. The song was created by my brother Innis called "The Journey Home," and the Journey Home was created, and you'll be able to listen to the sound of the drums. The way that it starts off slow is the paddle on the waters. It's the paddle that's hitting the waters. The journey home, the journey starts when the families come to reclaim their children. They bring them into the canoes. The grandmother is there to hold them as they cry. So we tend to go further and faster into the ocean canoes. I'll keep going through that. So here's the journey home. So they start paddling faster and faster because they're getting closer and closer to home. getting closer and closer to home. The children are almost home. Our people are finally arriving back at home with our children. News are getting ready to land, and our people are almost there. Children have arrived home. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to acknowledge you just by being you, being honorable, being respectful, being humble, honoring your ancestors, honoring the Creator, honoring ourselves in our hearts every single day. We look to the tragics that we find from our past, to the tragics we live in our present, to everything in our hearts that we will find in our future. But remembering that in our present and our future, the people that we walk beside or the people that we journey with are the ones that we carry with. Our spirits are connected. Be connected with the spirits that you have everywhere you are. Look at people, hold them up, share with them and love with them. Show them that we are here, that we are Indigenous people and that we are not going anywhere. We do not fight with guns. We do not fight with rocks. We fight with prayer and song. To the Indigenous community and happy Indigenous Peoples Day to everyone. Here's my last one. Sorry, I can remember that song. But yeah, I'm really grateful to be here and to see everybody out here. Thank you, Carnegie Centre, City of Vancouver, for your support and all of that you do to resource and to help us, giving us the hand up and not just making us feel like it's a handout. To all of the people that volunteer their time and all of the people that are just here to support each other, thank you very much for all that. Sorry, everybody, I just went really brain dead, I think. Thank you, everybody. Happy National Indigenous Peoples Day. All the power to you all. One love. Everybody, thank you.
Power to you.
Nismu, Travis, Doyaksam. What beautiful, beautiful music to share with our community today. So wonderful to have our friends from all over the coast of British Columbia, across North America joining us today, singing their songs, sharing their music. We're going to share with you now a wonderful connection that we have built with our community here at the Carnegie Centre and the UBC Learning Exchange. Over the past couple of years, we've had the opportunity to collaborate with the Irish community. We have been taking part in an event called Heartbeats. Heartbeats is an event that brings together the Irish and the Indigenous cultures. We have so many parallels through our history, through our stories, through our songs. Out of that, Heartbeats happened. It's an annual event that has now become part of the Heart of the City Festival that takes place here in the Downtown Eastside. We highlight the Carnegie lexwst'i drum group, we highlight Keola Boo, an Irish drum group, and we're all able to come together and share stories and songs. Further, we've been able to build a great connection with our good friend, Consul General Frank Flood. Frank is a really good friend of our community, and he has very, very kindly connected with our event today. We're going to share with you now some kind words from our dear friend, Frank. How Frank?
Hello everyone, my name is Frank Flood and I am Ireland's first Consul General in Vancouver. Last year we opened this lovely new office which is in downtown Vancouver on the traditional territory of the Musqueam, Squamish and Tsleil-Waututh peoples, on which we have the great pleasure of living and working in this beautiful part of the world. One of the happiest official occasions since I came here was when Minister Ciarán Cannon visited the Carnegie Centre and took part in the Heartbeat event in 2019 when he told an Irish folklore story and we all joined in the singing and the dancing. We are going through very difficult times at present, but on behalf of the Irish community in BC and the Irish government, I would like to send you and all our friends in Downtown Eastside in the Carnegie Indigenous and Cultural Sharing Programs our very best regards on this very important Indigenous Peoples Day 2021. I look forward to the time when we can once again celebrate in person our mutual love for Indigenous music, dance and storytelling. Until then, take care and mind yourselves. God bless. Thank you.
So next we'll play another set of reels. Yeah.
Song we're going to
say good afternoon and hello to all of our family members all across Canada and Northwest Territories. We'd like to acknowledge the Inuit, Métis, and all Indigenous people. My traditional name is Algit Chad, which means golden spruce woman. I come from the territory of Hattagwai. My clan is Slinglonis, and I'd like to acknowledge the territory that we're on, the Squamish, the Musqueam, and the Tsleil-Waututh, and say how for allowing us to do this work today. I was asked to explain at the T-shirt. The T-shirt, as you could see, we've got the Inukshuk on there with like it's not a blue star, sorry, but it's your star, and the Métis flower with the infinity logo on there, and there is a whale on the bottom to represent us out here, and then there's a thunderbird that represents all Indigenous peoples from all over Turtle Island, and the eagle also. It's really has been like a tough day. Remembering also, it's supposed to be a day to celebrate, but there's lots of tears shed for today, remembering like the 215 children in Kamloops, and that our hearts and our prayers go out to the families all over. My father, Victor Ronald La Rochelle, went to at that residential school there, and I remember when I went there, when we did our first walk across Canada from Vancouver, we were hosted by the Shwepram people up there, and we actually stayed by the arbor. But when we did a tour over there to go through the residential school there, it was very horrifying for me, my experience. We started to sing in that. It was very hard for us to go in there, and just to know that my father was there. My father had Gustutlium, and just remembering him, but also remembering my mother. She went to Alert Bay and to Port Alberni too. Her name was Doris Vera Williams. I unfortunately ended up in one outside of Quesnel that was not recognized as a residential school, which is the Native Institute of Canada, that was also funded by the federal government through at the Arctic Mission Institute. Also, that was part from the States. Eventually, I ended up down in Provo, Utah through the Mormon church down there also. So just remembering today, it's a very sad day. I wish I could feel happier that, it's just remembering so many of those babies all across Canada and the Yukon Northwest Territory. Just my message as a survivor and a family member of the MMIWG, remembering all the families, for their loved ones too that have gone. Just sending out just prayers and love to you all. We're going to try to do the best that we can. The only way that we have been doing it is through song. And just remember, when the drum beats, it's for all of you all across Canada. I was reminded just about half an hour ago, our nation is not conquered. A nation is not conquered until the hearts of the women are on the ground. And we were thinking and we're speaking about that today. We're rising, and just love and prayers for all of you family members who are grieving today. Just much love and respect to all of you. Hawa, 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 hawa.
Song we're going to sing for you is the Hooligan Song. This is a fun song, so everybody at home or wherever you're watching will be able to join us. This song is a song that celebrates the Hooligan harvest. The Hooligans are a very important part of Indigenous peoples. We use it for many things, for grease, for oil, for food, for sustenance, and for celebration. So this song involves some movements, and we're very lucky to have some dancers that are going to dance with all of you. And we have Patricia and Mar. So you ladies can come up front, and you will be showing the movement. So you'll be able to join along with the movements at home. So Patricia, you'll be able to come over here. Louisa, you are at the microphone, because Louisa is going to be speaking to us in her native Indigenous language. Go up to the microphone there, Louisa. And Louisa is going to be speaking to us. And what are you going to be saying, Louisa?
Atlashi.
And what does that mean?
Say louder.
Sing louder. So, since we're working with physically distancing, Louisa will be staying at the microphone. And Louisa, what you can do is you'll have your drumstick and you can point to all of us and tell who you think should be singing louder. Okay? Sounds good? So everybody be looking if Louisa points to you. You have to sing louder. Okay? And Mar and Priscilla will be leading all of the movements for you to be able to join us. They start with first heading out and throwing out the nets. So we'll be throwing the nets out. You want to catch lots and lots of hooligans. Then the next piece that we'll be doing is we'll be moving side to side. There's a really fun part, and we all go, oh, 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 oh. Hey. So everybody else can join in and do that. And then we'll be pulling in the nets. Then we'll do that side to side fun stuff, and then we'll be putting all those hooligans in the basket, because we want lots of hooligans for the feast. Yep. And then we'll be carrying those baskets, all those baskets on our shoulders. And then we're at the feast and we're celebrating, and we'll be serving out all the hooligans. So the song starts off a little slow, and then it becomes really fast. It gets you moving. You're going to get your heart rate going. All right? And we're very, very lucky. Yeah, Les will be leading us in the song, and we're really happy to sing this for you. It's a fun, fun song. So I hope there's lots of dancing.
Hooya, hooya, hooya.
How are you doing out there? It was so wonderful to share the Carnegie Lexwst'i drum group. The Carnegie Lexwst'i drum group are part of the Carnegie Centre. They are a drum group made up of many different nations, and we're so honored to have them here. We're going to get ready now to share with you Lady Sincere of the Musqueam and Nisga'a Nation. We're going to head to the front of the Carnegie Centre. Take it away, studio. Front of the Carnegie Centre.
And we got a sign here. Show everybody the sign. I'm very honored to be here with my really good friend and ally, Babette Santos, and her beautiful son, Micah. I got my sister over here supporting us, and she made me this shirt to wear today in honor of Every Child Matters. I got the matching shoes, boom, boom, so this song I wrote is in honor of the murdered and missing women, and it's not like a song where I'm very nicely asking for people to understand. I'm actually really hurt and mad, and I'm saying, this is enough. We've had enough. We're not taking anymore. We're taking a stand. So this is what the song is, and I really hope not to offend anyone, but this is how I feel about this, and I wanted to share this in a good way. So please honor of the murdered. You remember. Everybody put your hands up in honor.
Lady Sincere, Christy Lee, they say slam, come on.
They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me.
They tried to kill me,
but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to steal from me, but they can't get to me.
Don't wanna be this way,
So I gotta leave this way. Taken, the ink pen, kingpin, Grim Reaper, a native women, 5-0. No, who was taken? Don't wanna know reconciliation. If you must fear now, then put my fire out. They kill my family, there's nothing else to figure out. So now we stand strong, warrior power born. You can't kill me, yeah, that's my wolf song. One step, two steps.
get back, like that.
One step, two steps. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to steal from me, but they can't get to me. So I don't leave this way. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to steal from me, but they can't kill me.
Hey, hey.
But they couldn't kill me.
I had to come to do it, yeah, I came to do this. Couldn't kill the whole tribe, we pulled through it. Yeah, they do it, blind to the juice spin, telling us that we should be grateful for the truth you got. Loyalty got royalty inside your DNA. They don't want you to see what you can be, just watch the video. Your family tree burned down to the seas that build the sea. I came to stop the day, yeah, you and me will rise back up today, yeah. Get back,
One step, two steps.
get back, lock down.
One step, two steps. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to steal from me, but they can't get to me. So I don't leave this way. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. But they couldn't kill me.
Try to kill me, but
It's a real me.
remember I come from the land.
Nice, what kills me?
Put my hands in the water now,
Yeah,
you can feel me. From the beam, shaking coliseums, but you didn't even feel. Cause I'm quick like a lie, ancestors taught us right, and here we ride. I'ma be at the front line every single time. Yeah, your head is mine, but I'm thinking it with my ride. Stomach sense is my medicine. Couldn't kill the Indian in me, just set my spirit straight. Away, couldn't get to me, cause I've been connected naturally, universally. Away,
They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to steal from me, but they can't get to me. So that'll lead this way. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I can do it again. Do we want it one more time? We want it one more time. Thank you. I will do it again. Again, this is DJ Islam, Christy Lee Charles, and Lady Sincere. I'm Lady Sincere from the Squamish Nation, and just waiting for my tech crew here. So I can get myself. You can find me on YouTube, Spotify, and my stage name is Lady Sincere 2N. Okay, it's playing. Is the speaker on? Speaker ready? Is it working?
Yeah, he is. I love this song. I just came from the park. Keep up the good work. I'm going to the National Art Gallery after this. Yeah, because we see the nature they cause problems out there. Hey man, we're going to fight. I'm not sure what's not working.
Thank you guys for feedback.
Are you guys marching after this? You guys got to march down there. You got to march to the park. I love marching. We won't really go for Tim Hortons frozen strawberry lemonade right now. It was good. It looked good.
Welcome back. Hi, how to Lady Sincere. It's wonderful to have you join us for our event today. Before we keep going, we're going to be wrapping up shortly. We have a couple of more prizes that we want to share with all of you who are watching from wherever you are. The next is a wonderful children's book, Where is Mouse Woman? A Haida Journey. The first person to type in Haida correctly will win the book. Take it away, studio. Next prize we would like to share with you is a beautiful bag, and it has a frog on it. The Frog Box bag. The frog is the voice of the people. He strives for family unity, is one who teaches by example, and is sometimes a symbol of innocence. This frog design is representing one family's emblem and has been shaped to fit a ceremonial and practical bentwood box. Bill Heelan, beautiful. Okay. The next person to type in which day Indigenous Peoples Day falls on wins this beautiful bag. And we have another prize. The next prize is a beautiful, beautiful shawl. I'm not going to open it up because I don't want to show it and have it get all uncreased. but it is Eagle Hands. New Hulk, New Channel Nation artist Kelly Robinson. Eagles are prestigious and powerful, courageous characters associated with the pursuit of freedom, peace, and friendship. The hands represent the human connection to the eagle. In coastal Aboriginal cultures, the totems representing watchmen are often depicted with stretched out hands and open arms as a sign of welcome and friendship. How fitting for today. Amazing. We would love for somebody out there to win this shawl. The next person to type in the spelling of New Hulk, you're going to have to do a little work. New Hulk Nation will win this beautiful shawl. All right. We're going to head back to the patio because Lady Sincere is ready for her next song. Stay tuned, everyone. Stay tuned.
Think of your family, think of your friends, think of everyone. Give thanks to the land, give thanks to the water. This is greeting of the day. Give them thanks.
Just one more.
I think they're ready. Yes, they're ready. And cue the beat. Everybody put your fist up. Memory. And then I tell you, all the family. They're gonna kill me. They try to kill. Try to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. But they couldn't kill me. Yeah, try to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They try to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They try to steal from me, but they can't get to me. Pigpen, the pigpen, kingpen, grim reaper of native women. 5-0, so who was taken? No woman, no reconciliation. They kill my spear now, can't put my fire out. They kill my family, there's nothing else to figure out. So now we stand strong, warrior power born. You can't kill me, yeah, that's my wolf song. 1 step, 2 steps. 1 step, 2 steps. Kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to steal from me, but they can't get to me. So gotta leave this way. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to steal from me, but they can't get me. But they couldn't kill me. I have come to prove it. Yeah, I came to do this. Couldn't kill the whole tribe. We pulled through it. Lie, yeah, they do it. Blind to the news thing, telling us that we should be grateful. Where the truth is. Loyalty, got royalty inside your DNA. They don't want you to see what you can be. Just watch the DNA. Family tree burned down to the seas. The flood is DNA. I came to stop the bleed. Yeah, you and me will rise back up today. 1 step, 2 steps. 1 step, 2 steps. Kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to steal from me, but they can't get to me. So gotta leave this way. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. But they couldn't kill me, yeah. Kill me, but this is the real me. Remember, I come from the land. It's what heals me. Put my hands in the water, now you can feel me. From the beam, seeking Coliseums, but you didn't even see them. Cause we're quick, let the light ancestors taught us why. Inhale, rise. Damn right, I'ma be at the front line every single time. Yeah, your head is mine, but I'm taking it with my rhymes. Some extent is my medicine. Couldn't kill the Indian in me. Just set my spirit straight away. Couldn't get to me, cause I've been connected naturally, universally. Away. Yeah, they tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to steal from me, but they can't get to me. So I gotta leave this way. Kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. They tried to kill me, but they couldn't kill me. But they couldn't kill me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here, share with you my song. Please check it out on Spotify and YouTube. And much love. Happy Indigenous Day.
How Mandy, how Lady Sincere for joining us today. It was wonderful to have you be part of our event. All right. Much appreciation to all of you for hanging out with us and staying with us. I know our event was only supposed to go to 2 o'clock, but as tradition goes, we're going to keep going. Now, before we head to our last group of the day, the Vancouver Urban Haida Singers, I would like to just do a few thank yous. This day would not be possible without all of these people coming together to work as a team to make this happen. I would like to give my sincere appreciation and thanks to the City of Vancouver for supporting us, for supporting funds for us to be able to have shirts, to ensure that all of our community in the urban Indigenous area would be able to have shirts. To Scundle for designing the shirts. Yeah! And we're just checking the sound. It's a little low. Let's check the sound. I see something coming through, just a little low on the sound. I will keep going. Skundal, Hawa, City of Vancouver for supporting us with the shirts today and supporting our event and spreading the word that amazing opportunities of sharing music and culture and our urban Indigenous language is happening right here in the Downtown Eastside of Vancouver at 18th and Main. We're so lucky to be able to share with all of the world. We're gonna just get the sound a little closer. Is that good? All right. I also would like to give thanks to the UBC Learning Exchange. The team has gone above and beyond today to be able to make this happen. The studio has been working behind the scenes to support the video. Also to the UBC students, Jack and Teresa, for pulling through and helping with the filming. And to Luke at the Carnegie for supporting on our tech. Now, much appreciation to Larissa, Little Dancing Bear, and Peter White, Night Runner, who started off our event in a good way. Also, Haichka, Hawa, to Chief Bill Williams of the Squamish Nation for coming and opening our event and welcoming us to the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh territory. Gila Tesla, to Elder Les Nelson, who is here at the Carnegie Centre as our elder in residence and also a member of the Carnegie's very first Urban Indigenous Advisory Group. Much appreciation to Mayor Kennedy Stewart and the city councillors for embracing our event today and supporting it and sharing their kind words with the community. Hawa to John Sam and the Big Drum. They supported us by singing on the corner and sharing their music for everybody to hear. Much appreciation to the Gallery of the Northwest Coast Art and the Hands of Knowledge Tour. It was so wonderful to share that with not only people in the Lower Mainland watching from here downtown, but also around the world. Hawa to Gilles of the Carnegie Community Centre Association. And one sec, I'm getting a message. Technical message. I am not on a mic studio. I'm using the Zoom here at the front with Jack and Teresa. Jack and Teresa are using the Zoom mic and they're checking the connections right now. They're checking the connections. Let us know if the sound is there, studio. Let us know. Okay, we're just going to keep going ahead. We've got still some music to share with you. Much appreciation to the Carnegie Community Centre Association and Board and to the our Indigenous Advisory Group, made up of urban Indigenous peoples of the Downtown Eastside. Much appreciation to Carla, our director of the Carnegie Community Centre, for supporting us all on this journey of bringing this amazing day to all of you. Much appreciation to Elder Mar DeVoe, a matriarch who supports our community and helped create the Dreamcatcher hits. Much appreciation to all the members of the lexwst'i drum group. It was wonderful for them to be able to share their songs with you online today. Also, much appreciation to Consul Frank Flood and his team for sharing their kind words to celebrate our Urban Indigenous celebration today for National Indigenous Peoples Day. Wonderful, wonderful music from Keolabu, community partner. Much appreciation to Lady Sincere, the Urban Haidas, which are going to be performing soon. And last but not least, our community sponsors of the beautiful kits and the bags that everybody received. The Strathcona Business Improvement Association for funding books by Indigenous authors from our local bookstore, Iron Dog Books, an Indigenous-owned bookstore. Much appreciation to Mikkel and the Weewa Library for coming up with the fun facts and the language sheets. Native Northwest for supporting us with the coloring sheets and the beautiful tattoos. The First Nations Peoples Cultural Council for supplying the bags. The bags have all the languages of our peoples within British Columbia. Last but not least, I would like to give thanks to all the people here at the Carnegie Centre, all the teams, the security team, the kitchen team, the programmer team, our admin, the Vancouver Public Library team here, the Learning Center team, Lucy and the Learning Center team, everyone here. All of the teams came together to make today happen. It wouldn't have happened without all of the Carnegie people coming together and working to offer our free community lunch, our learning kit bags, our prizes, and our beautiful t-shirts. We couldn't have done it without all of them. So, last but not least, I would like to thank a group that has been working with me from the very beginning, the City of Vancouver Reconciliation Team, a team of Indigenous co-workers who supported this vision to happen here in our Downtown Eastside area, and also the City of Vancouver Communications team. They embraced this event and they helped the vision to come alive for all of you. Hawa to all of them. Last but not least, I would love to introduce you to the Vancouver Urban Haida Group. After them, we're going to head back to the patio if anybody is still hanging on, because we still have a few prizes to send to people watching from home. All right, let's give a big round of applause to the Vancouver Urban Haidas.
March to the park, have park love. March to the park.
So we're called the Tagwan Haida Dance and Drum Group. My name is Wad Gunakang. I am the son of Gulgeek Judd, aka Bernice Williams. We were asked to present our culture to you, and we're going to sing 5 songs. And I wanted to pay our respects to the Musqueam, Swellitooth, and the Squamish Nations for hosting us, because we are also visitors here. To move forward, we're gonna sing a couple of songs. The first one we're gonna sing is a spirit song, and then we're gonna sing a couple other songs. We will probably not stop singing. So it's hot out. I just want to make sure we have our young people and elderly people with us. If we end up stopping, it's just for a drink of water. So please, everybody, make sure you drink water. It's really hot out today. Keep shade on your body. And without further ado, this is our Tagwan Haida. Victory song, victory song, victory song. Victor, get started. I don't know if you've seen this, but in our culture, when our pieces do this to us, this is a sign from our culture that we need to pay attention to what is happening. This in our culture means I have to potlatch. I've dropped my instrument. It has fallen apart on me. So in our culture, we need to dance this back home. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna ask my group to sing for me, and I'm gonna sing the spirit back to where it belongs. Oh yeah.
I just want to say to all of you, my name is Kulki Chad. I'm from Slinglanis in Haida. I'm here to support my son, as he explained to you, and with the witnesses, with our aunties. This is really critical work that we have to do. It's affected my son really emotionally. We would like to just acknowledge everybody and say how for being here. I don't call it a celebration. It's a reckoning. It's a reckoning for all of us, and that I would really like for my aunties, like if they could do the song for the children while we're here. If you guys would just be so kind, we'd like to remember at the 215 of our children and the ones that are still being found yet all across Canada and the Yukon and the Northwest Territories. So if you just bear with us for a moment. I guess this concludes everything. I don't know where my niece is. I also want to explain about the t-shirt here. I was very honored to do this design for all of you in the Downtown Eastside. I'm so very proud to see a lot of red out there. On the t-shirt, it has like the whale that represents all of us from the West Coast here. But inside there, you'll see a thunderbird that's holding the Inukshuk, to not to forget our Inuit people. To the left side of my side here is like the Métis rose with the infinity logo in there too. We're so very proud to acknowledge all of the nations. And it's got the thunderbird that represents, it's a mythological bird that many Indigenous people from all over the world, talk about this great big bird literally huge bird. And then the eagle to represent also all the nations across Canada. So I took, I like to acknowledge my colleague along with it, Summerine, who worked with me, and she has actually she designed the like the MMIWG design too, that the flag is up at City Hall. So it was a lot of fun doing it, and I'm just so proud to see you all wear it. And I just want to say how to Carnegie, to the City of Vancouver too, and to Carla, and my beautiful niece here, Nicole, and all the people that are behind the scenes here too. And I like to acknowledge my team that we are refurbishing at the totem poles over here. Come by to see us, and I'd like to acknowledge Melody, Katie, Presley. There's so many here that are with us. Selena, Edna. We just want to do things properly in a good way. Anyways, celebrate. This is who we are. We're not going away. We are still here yet. We are rising, and look after one another. Stay well, and much love to all of you. Ho up, ho up.
Happy Indigenous Day!
How it makes me so proud to have the Vancouver urban hiders with us today. It makes my heart feel so happy. It's been a long year for a lot of our people, so for them to be able to say huge, huge. So before we end, I know there's some of you still hanging on and enjoying the afternoon with us, and I really appreciate it. We have a couple of prizes left. So let me continue with some prizes. Another children's book, We All Count, book of Ojibwe art by Ojibwe artist Jason Adair. We will be giving away this book to the first person who can type into Zoom all in one chat the numbers 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in one chat. Take it away, studio. You'll get, we all count the Book of Ojibwe art. All right. It sounds like lots of people are chatting away. Now, kind of not really to be worn in this type of weather as we're going through a bit of a heat wave here in Vancouver, but we have a beautiful cape that is designed by Kelly Robinson with an orchid design. It will be very nice when it gets a little cooler. We are going to give this away to all of you watching from home who is able to enter the next draw. And that is, if you can mention or type in what day in September do we honor Every Child Matters? What day in September does that happen? Type it in the chat. It's quite important for all of us now as we are remembering and honoring the children in Kamloops and the many other children whose voices are finally being heard. Studio, take it away. All right. Come on, Angita. The urban hunters are leaving. Okay, our last prize for the afternoon. Another salmon. How appropriate as we were serving salmon here at the Carnegie today. Salmon, a symbol of determination, intuition, prosperity, and dependability. This beautiful and elegant piece by Bill Williams is made of a special silver and pewter alloy. So if you're able to wear silver and pewter, we have a beautiful necklace as a prize. For this one, I'm going to leave it to my wonderful co-host from the UBC Learning Exchange to come on up, and she's going to let you know what the draw will be. Here she comes. Here you go, Susie. Susie has been working behind the scenes, but this whole event. So take it away, Susie.
Nice to go. Okay, the question, what's the community center? What's the community center? Can you hear me?
Take it away.
Okay, what is the Carnegie Community Center's address?
Full address.
Full address.
Postal code, everything.
Including postal code. Great.
And city.
And city, postal code, province, address. Yeah, full address. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Right.
All right.
There we go. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Good. Everyone who has hung in there and joined us all the way to the very end, hawa to all of you. I would like to say, Danalong, Wadalan, Oath, Gudini, La Usalong. You all make me very happy. What a day. We're going to pan the camera around so you can see what's been happening all around us. But please, everybody, stay safe. Look after yourselves during these strange times. And we look forward to seeing you again. Hawa.
Thank you all for joining us today. We are finished for the afternoon. Please enjoy the sunny day outside.